YouTube friends and family, I'm back again with another video. Today it's going to be a little bit technical, but we're going to get through it. However, if you follow my channel, you know that I use an external hard drive for all of my music needs. I'm talking about for Serato, for iTunes, to DJ the night. I always use an external hard drive. However, today we're going to show you how to take everything off this external hard drive and put it onto a newly purchased or refurbished computer. All right, so that way we can ditch the hard drive and have everything internal opposed to external. All right, so looking at this is a brand new M4 MacBook computer. It has, let's see some of the stuff it has. This is the HDMI port. This is a USB-C port. This is a port so you can put like a some kind of card if you have a memory card or something like that. On this side, we have the MagSafe, so you can charge it. You have two more USB-C ports, and you have your headphone port right here. So this is the MacBook Pro M4 2024 model. And let's go inside, let's look at it, let's see what it looks like. All right, so now I'm back, and what you see is the desktop view along with a picture of me on my computer, on the one we're going to install the Serato and also the iTunes music on this computer. So just to give you a quick rundown of the computer, let's go to About This Mac. As you see, it's a MacBook Pro 14-inch, November 2024, and right now it's July, so they probably come out with another one in 2025. Who knows? These computers, once you buy it new, it's never new again. Anyways, got an Apple M4 Pro chip, 24 gig of memory. In my last computer, I was running 8 gig of memory, all right? And this is Sequoia 15.5. That's the operating system that I'm using on this computer. All right, so just to reiterate, this video is going to be for Mac users. If you're a Windows user, a PC user, this video is not for you. However, if you are a Mac user and you want to transfer your existing Apple or Apple Music or iTunes account into your new computer from your external hard drive, meaning I'm going to take everything on this external hard drive, all the Apple Music, iTunes, whatever you want to call it, and put it internally on this computer, this is the video for you. And I'm also going to do Serato as well. Serato's not such a difficult task. However, moving that iTunes library, it could be confusing sometimes. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to move the iTunes library from this external hard drive to the internal drive on the Mac. So let's get started. All right. So the first step, you always want to make sure you have a backup. All right. I already have a backup, so I'm good. Now the second step, let's talk about iTunes. So when you have a brand new computer or a refurbished computer or a computer given to you that you refurbish yourself or reinstall the operating system, if you go into your Finder and you go into your music, you may have a music folder like this one. And if you click on it, it's going to say music library.library. That's this file. This is where all your music is housed here. In my case, because this is a new computer, if you click on the Apple Music, there's nothing there. And my goal is to put everything that I owned, all the music I've been collecting for years, right here. All right. So you can feel free to delete this app. It doesn't matter. You can delete it and I'll show you exactly what happens. So you delete it. I'm gonna empty my trash can. Yes, I'm gonna empty the trash can. All right. So now let's quit here. Okay. So let me do it again because I quit. All right. Let's empty the trash can. All right. So now if you have no music folder and you click on the music icon here, the Apple Music icon, it's going to create a new folder for you. All right. So now open up the music app and it created the new folder. All right. But we don't want this folder because this is a brand new folder. We want to import all the music that I already own, that I have, that I've been saving for years. So let's quit out of Apple Music. Let's put this in the trash. Let's empty the trash and let's get started. All right. So I'm going to keep this music folder open. I'll just keep it open here. We're going to plug in the external hard drive that houses all of the iTunes files that I need in order to transfer it to this computer. All right. You always want to make sure you have a backup. I did a backup of Serato today. I'll probably do another one just in case. I do have a backup of the iTunes library. It's not on this particular hard drive. It's on a different one because it's so large. So we're gonna double click my hard drive, and this is where I keep all of my music. It's in here in iTunes. All right. So if you click on iTunes, I got a bunch of stuff in here. Don't worry about it, because over the years I've been doing this. I've been doing, like, I got iTunes delete. I can probably delete this now. So there's a lot of stuff in here, some stuff I don't need, but the stuff I need is going to be right here in iTunes Media, Music, and it's loading. It's going to take a long time to load. Okay. So we're not going to load it. What we want to do is we want to transfer it from here, and we're going to transfer it to the internal hard drive here. All right. This is going to take a while. And in fact, we're going to time it. All right. So I'm going to put the timer on, and we're going to see exactly how long this takes. All right. So this is the timer. It just started, as you see. We got 3 seconds, 4 seconds. All right. And we're going to see how long this process takes. I'm not going to record it because it's going to take a while. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start recording after it tells me how many files it's going to copy. So once we see how many files it copies, then I go ahead and stop recording. All right, so we're transferring 900 files, about 900 files, all right? 189 is about 900. It says it's 5.95.69 gigs, so 596 gigabytes of music, pure music. Some are duplicates, some are, but it's pure music. About 2 hours. Right now, we're 1 minute and 40 seconds in. I'm gonna let the timer continue, and I'm going to stop the video now and let it process, let the computer do its thing.
2 hours later.
All right, so as we see on the screen, we have 2 minutes left. It took so far 1 hour and 37 minutes, going on 1 hour and 40 minutes, about, give or take some. So we're gonna get through these last 2 minutes, and we're gonna go to the next step from there. All right, so as you see, it took about 1 hour and 40 minutes to upload or to transfer 595 gigs from an external hard drive over into the internal hard drive. And remember, this is the old school external hard drive, so you know, and it's connected by a cable. So I'm sure that has something to do with the speed. But so far we're going on, like I said, 1 hour and 40 minutes. And I'll go ahead and stop it now. That's exactly how long it took to transfer almost 600 gigs. All right, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect. Now we have iTunes here, and this is the internal drive. I'm going to close the external drive, which is here, and we're going to disconnect the external drive, so that way when we try to open iTunes, it's not looking at this external drive. We don't want any kind of confusion. So let's go ahead and eject. And I like to wait. The light is still on. I don't know if you can see it. The light is still blinking. All right, the light stopped blinking. Now I can unplug. Now we can get into how to upload iTunes, Apple Music the proper way on the internal drive. Now that all of our music and all of our files are stored right here on the internal drive. All right, so now that I've transferred all of my files, when I say all of my files, everything that I had stored in iTunes, Apple Music, from this external hard drive onto the internal hard drive on the computer right here. So I transferred everything in here. So it's an exact replica what's on this drive. So when I open up iTunes on my previous computer using this external hard drive, I want it to look the same exact way when I open up iTunes on this computer using the internal hard drive. So that's the goal here. So right now, Apple Music app has no clue about this iTunes folder, because this is something I created. It could be called iTunes, it could be called YouTunes, it doesn't matter. You created it, all you have to do is point Apple Music toward that folder. But Apple Music doesn't know about the folder. So in fact, if you try to open up Apple Music, it's going to create a new folder because it doesn't know where to look. And they have to create something. So let's go into that. Let's try that. There you go. You see, it created a new folder called Music, and it's still empty. So we're going to close this. We're going to make sure we completely exit out of the app. We're going to take this music folder, put it in the trash, and we're going to empty the trash. All right. So now in order to get iTunes Music app to find this folder, we're going to have to press the Option key. And make sure when you press the Option key, you keep your hand on the Option key. And you're going to select the Music app. Just like that. Now it's going to ask you to choose the library. All right, so now we have to find our library. And what we're looking for is a file called librarymusic.librarymusic. That's what we're looking for. All right, so we're going to choose the library. Let's put this down here so you can see my face. All right, we don't need this music app. We're going to go here. In fact, let's delete this music app because we don't need it. We don't need it. All right, I'm not sure if you can delete it. All right. All right, so let's go into iTunes. Then we're going to go into music. And this is it, music library, that music library. All right. So we're going to choose this app. And now once we choose this, every time we open up Apple Music, it's going to point to this file. There you go. That's all the music. All right. But it's not that simple because when I try to play a song, look what happens. We got to locate it. All right. So all of these songs are missing. I don't care what song you press, it's missing. So now we have to show iTunes, where do we find these songs? Where can I find these songs? So that's next. So let's get into that now. All right. So I'm going to just take a, it doesn't matter what song. Let's take Fallout. Let's take, Fallout Boy Dance Dance. All right. And it says locate. We're going to locate Fallout Boy Dance Dance. And where I'm going to look for it, I'm going to go into, let's go into music, back into the iTunes folder, and we have to go to where all of the songs are located. All right, so we got to, all of my songs are located within this iTunes media and music again. And we're looking for Fall Out Boy's Dance Dance. So we got to scroll all the way to the F's. Fall Out Boys. Where is it at? Fall Out Boy right here. All right. Now we're looking for Dance Dance. We got to figure out which album it's on. I don't know which album it's on. Let's see. Let's go here. It's not there. All right. It's not there. I should have picked the easier one. Not there. Here it is, Dance Dance. And we're going to open it. All right. And it says, would you like to use the location of Dance Dance to find other missing files in your library? We're going to select yes or find the files. All right. So the computer is kind of smart. It says, okay, if this file is located here, maybe the rest of the files are located. Oh, hold on. Maybe the rest of the files are located somewhere similar. So if you look to the bottom left where it says find missing files, we'll click on the information. And so now it's finding the missing files. This is going to take a while. You see how this circle here? So I'm going to put the timer on. Let me get my camera. Not my camera. Let me get my phone. I'm sorry. And I'm going to put the timer on. And we're going to see exactly how long it's going to take for it to find these files. All right. I'm going to turn the camera off for now because it's going to take some time. So I turn the camera off while everything is processing. All right, so I'm back. As you see, it is almost done locating all the missing files. It's been about going on 7 minutes, so it didn't take that much time. You know, the first process to get the iTunes folder over onto the internal hard drive took almost, I forgot, I think it was almost 2 hours. Well, it said 2 hours, but I think it actually took like maybe an hour, 45 minutes, hour and a half. I have to look back at the recording. So this is almost done. And once it's finished, we're going to check to make sure that all the songs work. Okay. So we're going on 7 minutes, about 7.5 minutes. And it's still processing. All right. So I'm back. It took exactly, let me stop it, 8 minutes and 13 seconds to find the missing files. It says we're able to find 44,855 of 44,920 missing files. So let's get the calculator. Let's see how many files I'm actually don't have access to because it's missed. All right. So we have 44,920 and it only found 44,855. 65 songs. I'm not going to complain about 65 songs because I probably would never play them songs and don't even know what them songs are and probably have a duplicate of those songs. All right. So we're going to press OK. I'm fine with that. All right. So there's no activity to display here. We're going to close it. And now we can just randomly select. As long as it plays, we're good. All right. So it plays. This is perfect. This is perfect. All right. So all of my music is here, exactly where I need it to be. And the one modification that I am going to do, I'm going to go into the music. Let's go into the settings. All right. Let's go over into the files. And we're going to uncheck keep media folder organized. And the reason I'm unchecking this is because Apple iTunes like to group the music together. Let's say let's push OK here. Let's say that I download a song from Fall Out Boys and iTunes put it in a location. And then I download a second song at a later date from Fall Out Boys and iTunes will say, wait a minute, these two songs are in the same album. So we're going to move these songs together in the same album. Every time songs are moved around and pushed around, you might lose the link within Serato. So you don't want that. You want wherever you put your music is going to stay there. All right. So therefore, we uncheck that box. So you go into, just to show you again, you go into music, settings, and we uncheck keep media folder organized. So it'll place files into album and artist folders. So basically, that's what it does, is move things around. It moves things around. You don't want nothing moving around. All right. So now that that's good to go, we can actually close Serato. We can close Apple Music, iTunes, and we can start with Serato. All right, so since this is a brand new computer, I have no reference to Serato. I don't have the Serato app. I don't have any Serato folders. So the first thing I need to do is log into Serato, which I've done already. And I'm here in Serato. And we're going to look for, let's look for the products. And we're going to go to Serato DJ Pro. All right, I should have clicked the download. Maybe I click download right here. All right, so Serato DJ Pro, and we're going to download Serato DJ Pro. All right, so it says using Mac OS Sequoia. Please read our support article. Don't need to read it because I've been using Sequoia already. Everything is good. If I have some issues, I'll read it later. All right, so let's download. And we're downloading for a Mac. All right, so now let's go to music. And I'm going to download it right here in the music file. Download it right here in the music file. All right, so while that download, it shouldn't take that long. Let's open up the music file. We're going to put everything in here. All right, looks like it's downloaded already. All right, good, perfect. All right, so now let's open this up. All right, and let's continue. Let's go through all the licensing, continue, agree to everything, install. All right, so now I got to put my password in, install the software. Okay, I had to put the video on pause because I received a call, but as you can see, it was installed successfully. So we're going to close this, and I can close this as well. And now I have Serato right here. I'm not going to open Serato. In fact, because it was installed successfully, I can just delete this. I don't need this anymore. That's the installation packet. Let's empty it. I like to keep the computer clean. Okay. So now that Serato's on there, if I open it, it's going to automatically create a Serato folder. I don't want a Serato folder. I want to use the existing folder that I have. And we can try it so I can show you. All right. So if I open it up, you see how it created the Serato folder right there on the hard drive. All right, so let's push OK. All right, so basically it created this folder here. We don't want this folder. We want to use a folder that I have from this external hard drive that I've set up. I have all my library. I have all my music. I have everything that I need right here, but I need to put it on the internal drive. So that's the Serato we're going to use. So we're going to delete this folder. Okay, so as you see here, I actually clicked on Serato and I have nothing in my library. Everything you see here is strictly out of iTunes. So everything here is from my personal iTunes collection, stuff that I bought, stuff that I've downloaded, stuff that I got from other resources in other areas, and I put it in iTunes. Everything is right here in iTunes. So we're going to exit out of here, and no, I don't want to back up because I'm actually going to delete this file. Uh-oh. Yes, I want to exit, but no, I don't want to back up. All right, so we're going to exit. We're going to delete the Serato file. We're going to plug this hard drive in and transfer over Serato. All right, so let's delete the Serato file because we don't need it. Let me empty the trash. Yes, let's empty. All right, so now I'm going to disconnect the iTunes because anytime I hook this external hard drive up, I don't want any complication, any conflict. So I'm going to actually exit fully out of iTunes, and I can exit fully out of the web browser as well. All right, so now let's plug in the external hard drive. And like I said, you always have a backup. So this is my backup now. All right. So everything here has been backed up already. So, but this is going to be my new backup drive. This is the Serato. It says underscore Serato underscore. That's the main file for Serato. I'm going to place it here. It shouldn't take that long to copy. Take a little bit longer than I expected. It says 10 seconds. I thought it'd be almost instant, but there's a lot of folders in there. And there's no music stored into Serato. It's only links to, it's your library, links to the actual songs. All right, so now I can exit out of here. And before I open anything up, I'm going to eject this hard drive. So let's eject. All right. All right, so now I can open up my Serato and all of my folders should be there, but it's going to take a while because it has to read. It has to make sure that all the information is coming in correctly. Here's all my playlists, as you see. And we're going to let everything populate. It's going to take some time. In fact, I'm going to time this as well. Let's see how long this one takes. Oh, wow. Okay. It happened already. What I don't like is you don't see the Apple logo on the side, but that's all right. We'll fix that. All right. All right. So what we're going to do is nothing should play. I mean, absolutely nothing. You see, when it changed colors like that, that means the file is, the link is broken. They don't have a link. All right. So before we do anything, we're going to go into let me put my window down here. We're going to go into this gear icon. And under library and display, we're going to uncheck show iTunes library. This is important because when we're going to link the files, we don't want to have any duplicates. And if you have this checked, there will be duplicates. So we're going to take that off of there. I hope I didn't click it twice, because if I click it twice, I'm going to click it off and click it right back on. That's not what I want to do. All right, so you see it took about 15 minutes, a little over 15 minutes to uncheck this option to show iTunes library. You want to make sure this is unchecked. This is very important because if you don't uncheck it and then you start to reanalyze these files and search for these files, you're going to create duplicates, and you don't want duplicates because you're going to have a mess on your hands that could be impossible to fix. All right, so let's go back in. And like I said, we'll double check. This is unchecked. Show iTunes library was unchecked. All right, so now we want to find out. It's still nothing's going to play. If you try, you see nothing's playing because these files are not located. So now we got to locate the files. Now, in my case, I know exactly where my files are. So you have to know where your files are. So if you look in this is my music folder on my internal drive. My external hard drive is disconnected. If you look in iTunes and then you go to iTunes Media, and this is in my case, everybody's different. iTunes Media, and then you go to Music, this is where all of my songs are housed, right? So we're going to use this folder to relocate all of these songs, all right? So we're going to go to Files, and we're going to look under my name here, and we're going to find Music, which is here, and go to iTunes. And from iTunes, we're looking for iTunes Media. And we're looking for music again. And I didn't set it up like this. This is just how it was. All right, so once you navigate to where all of your music is, all of my music is housed right here. So if you look to the right of it, this is all of my music. Everything in here should be down here somewhere. I'm going to take this folder and I'm going to drag it right onto Relocate Lost Files. And it should start processing. And we're going to put the timer on as usual. Let's put the timer on. And we're going to see how long it takes to relocate all of these lost files in Serato.
2 hours later.
An hour and 48 minutes later. Yes, that's right. It took an hour and 48 minutes for Serato to relocate all the lost files. So let's see. But I'm not going to play anything just yet because it's not ready. So I'm going to go back into this gear icon. I'm going to select Show iTunes Library. I'm going to go back out of here. And so now it's, let me put it in the corner here. All right. So now it's just going through the motions to show the iTunes library. We're going to shut it down so it can create a backup. We're going to create the backup. Yes. I'm sure you want to exit. Then we're going to open iTunes, then open Serato. Everything should be perfect. Now, see, I got my Serato backup. I got the iTunes library, and I got my original Serato. All right, so let's make sure everything is closed. So now let's go ahead and open up Apple Music. All right, that opened right up, no problem. Now let's open up Serato. All right, here is everything right here, just like it should be. I don't care if you play it, everything is gonna play. It works perfectly. Oh, I can't play that one. Oh, a lot of these are dirty. Some of these are dirty. I try to play some of the clean ones, but anyway, it's all going to play. And this is a long, drawn-out process. However, it can be done, and I think it's well worth it if you want to clean up your music library. You want to transfer all your files from the external hard drive to the internal hard drive. Just remember, if you got a lot of files like me, and this is your computer depends on it. If you got a slower computer, you got a faster computer. The transfers may be a little different. Depends how fast your hard drive is. Depends how fast the USB cable is. There's a lot of things that will play a factor in how fast this job gets done. For me, it took almost 2 hours just to put iTunes from the external hard drive onto the internal hard drive. It took almost 2 hours in order to remap all the songs within Serato. It took 15 minutes just to uncheck the show iTunes portion in Serato. So all this takes time. It takes a lot of time. And if you make a mistake, guess what? That's even more time. So just make sure you have a backup. Make sure you have plenty of time. Make sure you're not in a rush and everything will be all right. Hey, thank you for watching. See you next time.